Hey, how's it going? It's Sass here. Let's check out what's making news. The US president says he wants to sue the British Broadcasting Corporation over the editing of a documentary, and now two BBC bosses have stepped down. Here's Aidan to explain.
Okay, so you might remember back in 2021, supporters of Donald Trump stormed the US Capitol building. And, well, it got pretty heated.
It still divides a lot of people. Some reckon it was an important protest. Others reckon Mr. Trump caused a violent riot, then was too slow to calm things down. Which is why a documentary, released last October, has got the BBC into some serious trouble. Here's some of it.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell.
Now here's the original speech.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators.
Then, almost an hour later,
and we fight.
Critics reckon cutting out the bit about being peaceful was misleading. And this week, top bosses at the broadcaster have resigned over the edit.
BBC News is not institutionally biased.
Now, Donald Trump, who has a history of suing media outlets in his own country, is threatening them with a $1.5 billion lawsuit. The chairman of the BBC says the matter is now being handled by lawyers and reckons the BBC should have been quicker to act when concerns about the doco first came up.
We have looked into it and we have apologised.
Ceremonies were held across Australia today to mark Remembrance Day. It's a day when people gather to remember those who have fought and died in war, and to mark the anniversary of the signing of the armistice, the agreement that ended the First World War. It was signed on the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th hour, which is why many services hold a minute of silence at that time. Today marks 50 years since one of the most dramatic moments in Aussie politics, the only time a Prime Minister has ever been fired. Here's Tatenda to explain why people are still talking about it today.
Yup, we've had lots of Prime Ministers over the years, but only one of them has been sacked, Gough Whitlam. He became Prime Minister in 1972, and during his term he brought in Australia's first universal healthcare system, made university free, and formally ended the White Australia policy. But there was a lot of trouble in Parliament. Because Whitlam's Labor Party had a majority in the lower house but not the upper house, many laws were stopped from being passed. This led to a double dissolution, which allows the Prime Minister to ask the Governor-General, who is the Queen's representative, to dissolve Parliament and call an early election. So in 1974, Australia had another election that Whitlam won, but the government's problems got even worse.
Where will it end? It will end as soon as the Senate stops this nonsense.
The next year, on the 11th of November, the Governor-General decided to do something that's never been done before. Fire the Prime Minister.
Well, may we say, God save the Queen. Because nothing will save the Governor-General.
Even though it's been decades since the Whitlam dismissal, Australia hasn't forgotten it because technically it could happen again. But so far, history hasn't repeated itself. And many say it's unlikely we'll ever see another drama like that of November 11, 1975.
Now it's time for some stories that are a little bit out of the ordinary. First up to Paris, where 15-year-old Pedro here has spoken up after the internet was sent into a frenzy looking for him. You see, Pedro here was snapped standing outside of the Louvre on the day of the jewellery heist and was dubbed the mysterious Fedora Man. People online came up with theories that Pedro was a detective or even AI, but Pedro says he just likes to dress chic. Now to Venice, where a wild dolphin named Mimo has been wowing tourists. Mimo was first spotted in July, but has been hanging around more lately, with locals saying that the dolphin isn't too fazed by all the gondolas and water traffic and has chosen to make Venice its new home. Finally, to the Canadian Premier League final, where teams played in a blizzard with temperatures at 8 degrees below freezing. And if you're thinking, all that snow can't make for a great game, watch this.
In the air, bicycle! Oh, my!
Now I have chills. Well, that's all we have time for today, but we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!